Welcome to my second trimester, the honeymoon stage of pregnancy, aka the trimester where I feel like a new woman, I feel happier, I feel healthier. Come. Oh God, he's so cute. He's happier, that I'm happier. The first trimester can hit some people like a train, okay? It did for me. And I hear the third trimester, you know, you're getting bigger, you're getting heavier, you're getting uncomfortable. And then, you know, then there's the actual birth you have to go through. So the second trimester is your happy time, okay? So let's talk about happier times. If you have not seen my first trimester video, I'll link it in the description below. Like, I've heard all of these things prior to being pregnant, like pregnancy brain, pregnancy dreams, pregnancy insomnia. I feel like people put the word pregnancy in front of everything when someone's pregnant, but like it actually really changes the way you function or the way you used to function. So pregnancy brain is real in the sense that I would like walk into a room and not remember at all why I was there. Like from one room to the next, going there for a purpose, but then I would not remember why I was there. Being a little forgetful. I literally, like, I function on writing things down. I have a calendar on my fridge. I have a, calendar in my phone. I have Post-its. Like, if I didn't write anything down, like, I'm for sure forgetting it. Like, coming out of the nausea and learning how to manage it has been really, really great. So like I said in my other video, the crossover weeks between, like, I feel like 12 and 14, 15 weeks was like my transition into hardly any more nausea. So that's amazing. And like I said at the end of my last video, I really was starting to get into eating more and eating better and like being excited and like passionate about making things. Whereas in my last video of the first trimester, I was just barely getting by. Like I was just barely able to like feed myself. So it was very, very different. What a completely different feeling, like literal 180. Different nutritious things for my body. Still, enjoying. I've always been one to indulge on what I want, when I want, and never was very strict with food. So now I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting a lot of fruits and vegetables in, as well as indulging in what I feel like having. So I recently learned that water is supposed to flush our systems, not hydrate us, whereas where we get our hydration from is from fruits and vegetables. So I've been really trying to incorporate smoothies and like fruits and veggies as much and as often as I can. Definitely getting bigger. By the way, I am at, I just started my third trimester right now, so this is a perfect time to film this video. So this is me right now. I'm sitting on my birth ball. Since I wasn't showing for so long in the first trimester, pretty much even now in the second trimester, depending on what I'm wearing, like people can't tell or see. I like to be in like a lot of loose baggy clothes. In the first trimester, I was still dressing like that and like no one knew. But like now if I'm in something a little bit tighter and you can see my stomach and people like will be like, oh my God, are you pregnant? Like how far along are you or whatever? It's cool for other people to see it now too, because I've obviously known and felt it this whole time. But for other people to like say it to me is so fun and such like a fun connection. These last few months have been really, really exciting and lots of planning in terms of our baby shower / gender reveal. My sister was the one to know the sex of the baby basically since like 14, 15 weeks. And we ended up finding out around like at the party at like I was 26, 27 weeks. So that was a long time for her to hold on to that secret, her and her boyfriend. She was the perfect person to do it, but next time we will not be doing it that way. I was doing so much in the house and in preparation for the party that I overdid it and I pulled something in my back and I had really bad lower right back pain for about 5 weeks, somewhere in there. Now it felt like I had just gotten over the nausea and then I was like back to my energy and back to myself, and I got so excited that I kind of overdid it. Very independent in that way. I like getting things done. I like crossing things off lists. I like being organized and doing things in advance on my timeline. So if I needed help for something, I didn't want to wait for anyone to help me. So I would do it, and then I would hurt myself. So I don't suggest that. And now looking back on this journey, I wish I was a little bit more gentle with my body. I felt like, oh, I'm still not that big, like I'm pregnant, I'm not dead, like I could still do things. But really, like, the body, despite what I could see, has and is going through such changes that I should have been a little bit more gentle with my body. I had to go to a physio, I had to get some prenatal massages. Nothing actually was helping other than this guy right here, okay? But once I started doing all of the birth ball exercises and stretches for pregnant women, I started a week before the baby shower and gender reveal. We invited a lot of people, but I was worried about standing. I was worried about being so social and so active for that many hours when I was having trouble walking even, or getting out of bed, or sitting up, or sitting, like getting up or sitting down. Like I was limping hardcore. So I was like, oh my gosh, this party's gonna really suck for me and be very painful for me, and I'm probably gonna suffer even more afterwards. So I was like, I'm going to cure myself with this birth ball. So I started 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, 7 days before the party. And I'm telling you, 3 days in, I think I cured myself. And I just didn't stop, and I haven't stopped. And I do my exercises every day. And now I feel like I've built up a good amount of like strength and stretches, and like my body feels in a really good place, that I've even been able to do very, very small, light body weight workouts, which has been so fun, and all using the ball. So that has been great, and I feel very, very happy about that. So at 19 weeks, I felt my first little, like tiny little feeling on the right side of my stomach. I'll never forget it. I was tanning outside with my family by the pool, and it was really cool because everyone was there while I felt it. So I was like, oh my God. And then I started crying, and it was really a Veronica reaction. But that was really, really cool. And so ever since then, I would always have, if I was just chilling or just sitting or doing nothing, watching TV, whatever it was, I would have my hand on my stomach all the time, just in case I would feel a movement. For those of you who don't know, at 20 weeks is the longest, most kind of important, most in-depth ultrasound you can get when you're pregnant. And it is when the doctors or the tech measure every little bit of the baby to really make sure that all the body parts are forming at the right time and the right size and the right length. We both were basically watching the TV, and it was just really special. And then the baby had its hands like covering its face the whole time that we were doing the ultrasound. She was pushing so much that I guess she moved the baby, and like at one point it felt like we were looking up at the TV, and the baby just like moved its hands and was like looking right back at us into that like machine. I wasn't crying the entire ultrasound. I was like, this is so beautiful, and like we were both like in awe. But at that moment, feeling like we saw face to face, not just like the ultrasound on the side where you see like the side of the face, like felt like we were face to face with our baby. And it was the craziest thing ever. And that's when I just like broke down a little bit, and it was just so special. And I really felt like the baby looked like Sean in that moment, and so did he. He saw it, the similarities too. Like there were so many facial similarities to Sean. So that was just an amazing, amazing moment. Insomnia. I have never suffered from insomnia in my life. Anybody who knows me and knows me well knows that I put my head on the pillow and in 30 seconds I am passed out. I think it is a mixture of being uncomfortable sleeping, just sleeping and learning how to sleep in different positions. And also my mind is just constantly like thinking of my new life and my new future and the birth and the delivery and the baby, and sorry about the lighting. Yeah, I just think my mind has been racing so much on thinking about like all of the newness to come in my life that insomnia has started. Cravings. Now that nausea hasn't been an issue anymore, food and cravings have been stronger. And I basically want all what you're advised not to have, like raw fish, cold cuts, every cheese under the sun. Alcohol I could care less about. Experienced a lot of tightness in my stomach, certain weeks a lot more tightness and discomfort than other weeks. I feel like maybe it was a week where I was having a lot of growth go on, or my rib cage was stretching even more, but like a simple movement, I would feel like my stomach is pulling and something is pulling, you know? Cream, hydration. I have never been one to moisturize my body a lot, but in the pregnancy, because of like feeling such stretching and such tightness, like I have a bottle of cream everywhere in the house. I've been adding dates to my smoothies, to my everyday life as much as I can. They're good for like helping digestive system, but they're also just really great for pregnant women in the 2nd and 3rd trimester. So that's what I've been trying to incorporate. I did purchase maternity clothes in the 2nd trimester. I didn't need to get anything in the 1st. I was still fitting into a bunch of stuff. I definitely felt like some of my leggings were just too tight on my stomach, so I definitely purchased some stuff from H&M. I do notice that if I did not walk enough in the day, I will have restless leg syndrome at night. Now, this is something that my dad has had most of his life. I have felt like I've had it pre-pregnancy for sure, where I'll just feel like I'll be lying in bed and I just feel like I need to like do some leg exercises because like my legs feel like they're gonna like either spaz out or like they just feel really uncomfortable. So I hear that it's also common in pregnant women, and I definitely notice if I didn't move a lot that day, I will have that at night. Because of the insomnia, I have incorporated magnesium, so drinking this drink at night to try and relax me a little bit more, and it's also just a great supplement to add to your diet. Now, I've touched on this before, and I always try and remind people to like be kind to themselves, but I need to take my own advice and remember that. At one point, Sean asked me, what's like your #1 advice you would give to another woman that's pregnant right now? And the first thing that came to mind, probably because it's what I struggled with the most in my pregnancy journey thus far, was reminding her that she is growing a human being and to listen to her body. I should take my own advice, Veronica. And then he was like, interesting that you say that. And he was like, you know, he's been telling me this whole time to like take it easier and like just like chill out when I need to chill out and stop trying to do so many things and all of that. It plays on your mental when you can't do what you want to do when you want to do it. When I felt like I was looking at a box that I wanted to move from A to B and I couldn't do that and I had to wait till Sean got home to do it, like it's things like that where you just feel kind of like I felt trapped, but by my own body, by the pregnancy. So it was definitely something that I needed to work on and like still need to work on. So I think I'm doing much better with my like mentality around all of that, and just remembering what I'm doing is incredible and what my body's going through is incredible. That has been my 2nd trimester update. I will keep taking notes and writing things down as I experience them so I can share it with you. I will link any other pregnancy related videos in the description box below, and I will see you in my 3rd trimester recap. Bye.